Hello there, tankers. It's Medesic, and I thought I'd do this video as a little neat break from my work. Let's see, I've got a sprite to my left here, and I thought I'd just talk about, because I'm bored, about the past giveaway tanks that Wargaming have given away, and how they compared to the giveaway tank that is being given away right now, the BT-7A, right here, the artillery. It's basically just a BT-7 with a howitzer piece, and it looks pretty fun, and I'll get to playing it in a second here, but first I thought I would play some of the past giveaway tanks, tell you about them, see how they compare, in case some of you are wondering about possibly even getting one of these tanks, because there's been plenty of specials going on over the past few months that allow you to work your way up to getting one of these tanks, such as the T-26, I believe. There was for the Freedom to Play specials, there was a giveaway for the T-26, and the Tetrarch, there's a Tetrarch special going on right now, I believe, and, what else? I think the T7 car was given away if you logged in for 30 days, in a 65-day special or something like that. It was pretty cool. And, of course, there's gonna be other giveaways for other tanks that have been given away in the past, so, yeah, I thought I'd go through them all, show them to you, and see how they compare. See how fun they are, possibly, how redeeming they are to own. And, of course, this is Tier 2, so Matchmaker may take some time to put us into a battle, and it's very likely that it will put us into a Tier 2-3 battle, because, well, the reason is quite obvious. I'm really liking this garage, though. I have seen screenshots of the garage well before it's actually been released today, but it's a pretty darn cool garage. Oh, wow. Okay, this will be a pretty cool opportunity to show off the T-26. Basically, for those who don't know how the T-26 is to play, it's a lot like the Cruiser Mark III with the pom-pom. It's got an autoloader gun with 5 shells in the autoloader instead of 4 of the Cruiser's pom-pom, and each shell does a little bit less damage, but it's got most of the same characteristics. It doesn't work very well at range. You have to get up and close and personal, and it's got a very quick fire rate and a very quick reload of the whole autoloader when you're done, so it's pretty much a matter of unloading, reeling back a bit, staying in cover, loading up again, and then heading out there to wreck and cause more damage. And because the T-26 has a lot of straight line speed, I'm going to go ahead and rush the bottom left road, the southwest road. Now there are no the T2 medium might be a bit of a threat, but there's no tanks that can do some serious quick damage to me. Like if there was a T18, I probably wouldn't be doing this, but because a lot of the tanks on the other team aren't going to cause a lot of damage to me, even if they got here quick enough, which doesn't look like they have. Oh, there's the M2 light. I'm going to go ahead and dive down here, see if my buddies can pick up on that spotting at all, although I don't think they can. Just in case there is a tank of... Oh. Okay, yeah, I gotta be careful here. But yeah, you can see the T-26 has quite a bit of straight line acceleration and straight line speed. Now, he's probably thinking, I'm reloading, but I'm already loaded and ready to go. I fired 1 shell, but I've still got 4 to go. Oh, I'm being surrounded here. This is not good for me. Alright, my friends were... That's what I was counting on, is for my team to help me out in that event, and they did, which is very good. I probably could have finished him off, but I didn't want to take any damage in case I wanted to push on further. There are still 5 tanks to get, so I'd like to plant myself in the best situation I can. I can't pen an H-35, I don't think, so I need to be careful here. I could probably pen the weak spot, but even at short range, it's going to be tough with this gun. The gun's not really... It doesn't do accuracy. It just... pretty much just a spray and pray. Kind of like a machine gun. So basically what I'm going to do right now is keep this target spotted and see where I can go from here. Oh, jeez. Yeah, see, I should have watched that. The turret is actually mounted in the middle, but this is a very long tank. So the silhouette... Holy moly. Now that, I have no idea what to make of that. I'm going to try and run up the hill to get out of the H-35's line of fire. Okay, there we go. Now, actually, my team is suffering a bit on their side, so I'm going to see if I can get out of these guys' range and swoop up behind these guys over here. because it doesn't look like the members of my team over there are very well incapable of killing the H-35 and the BT. I can kill the BT-2, but with the H-35 there, I don't want to aggress them, and I'll leave him be. The hope is that the BT-2 will come out to play, and when he's on his own, I can kill him very easily. Maybe at the expenditure of more of my health, because he's tier 2 as well. But this is what I want to do right now. I want to spot these tanks. Yep, as you can see, the T-186's gun really doesn't work well at all at range. It's pretty hopeless at nailing the target, let alone penning it. But it doesn't matter, because the speed is pretty much what you count on. And as you can see now, it's just down to me, 3 of my teammates, and 2 of them. It's just the BT-2 and the H-35 that I left alone earlier. So let's see where the BT-2 is. The H-35 probably isn't going to be far from where I left him. I don't think he's still hiding. That wouldn't be very smart of him to do that. Oh, there's the BT-2. As you can see, I made very quick mince of him because he was off on his own, which is what I wanted. I wanted him to go off on his own so I could kill him on my own time. What's going on here? Looks like the T-1 is shooting the T-2 med for some reason. So I may have to, yeah, I may have to try and get closer to the H-35 and see if I can nail his weak spots, because my teammates aren't really making good on killing him. Yeah, we'll just have to get closer. Alright. Yeah, as you can see, the T-186's gun doesn't have much pen, but then again, that's fine. So, round up to the T-186. It's fast in a straight line. It doesn't turn well. I don't know if you noticed that as I was playing. It's much like the Locust and the T2 Light. It doesn't turn very well, so you can't run circles around people very well. But the straight line speed is great for repositioning. You traverse to whichever direction you want to dash off in, and you just go. And then, of course, use your insane firepower at short range to take out targets. And if not, you can just always hang back and spot targets like I was doing to try and benefit your team. And of course, that was a small team count. There wasn't very many tanks in that battle. But anyways, so I don't waste too much of your time, let's move on to the T7 car and do a battle in that. So the T7 car is a very well-known tank in the lower tier battles because of its insane burst fire capability with the machine gun. And for those who don't know exactly, it's, it's 10 rounds, well, 10 firing rounds sequence, and it's 5 rounds per click of the firing off a sequence. So 50 rounds in one clip, and that is insane. I mean, the machine gun has no penetration value whatsoever, but where it does have no pen, it makes up more than enough in firepower, and of course in volume of fire and damage output. And of course, each individual shell doesn't do much damage either, but again, huge volume of fire makes up more for that very well. The T7 car is also relatively fast, and it does do okay in turns as well. Better than the T-186, definitely, but not so much in like a light tank. It doesn't turn ridiculously well. The biggest problem with the T7 car really is its turret traverse. It is insanely slow, and of course, if your turret traverse gets broken, which does happen, since you have no armor, you're down to take hits in the turret ring, where it's really high up and really pronounced. Of course, T7 car is the turret traverse is a very well-known issue since it's slow to begin with, and when you get hit in the turret. Other than that, no armor to be expected. It's a fast tank, no armor, so really you want to practice not getting hit at all. But yeah, you're basically just using your incredible speed and mobility to find targets, isolate them, like see if what your team is able to, just find opportune moments as a support tank to spray and pray, and hopefully you can also really well distract targets, since getting hit by a T7 car, even in an armored tank, is well, it's quite distracting. Now, one thing that it's good to know about the T7 car is that even though it's a tier 2 premium, it gets premium matchmaking, and kind of an odd premium matchmaking at that. It's kind of like the Panzer B2's premium matchmaking, where you're always top tier. Except, well, it's kind of hard to say, really, for tier 2s, because there's only a 1-tier spread with tier 1 and 2. So, basically, you never see a tier 2-3 battle, you always see tier 1-2 battles, like this. So, but really, given the machine gun's petting value, this is kind of a this suits the T7 car just fine. I mean, some argue that it's OP, but there's lots of disadvantages associated with the T7 car that people can very easily get around if they know the tank and if they're combating it. And if you're in a tank like the Panzer II, all you really have to do is angle your armor, and although you will still take a bit of damage, you won't take anywhere near as much damage as if you face it slab-sided. And, of course, the Panzer II's gun will pen a T7 car no problem at all. You can just auto-aim, really, and then just put all your shells into the T7 car and kill them off very quickly. As a T7 car, that's another big problem with the T7 car, is that it takes a while to kill a tank, because the individual shells do so little damage. I mean, sure, you can just keep firing and eventually do a lot of damage, but with the T7 cars, so yeah, it takes a while to kill tanks, compared to the Panzer II's, like German machine guns, where you fire a couple shells and it does away with the damage very quickly. I always get rid of that truck to keep to open up the view a little bit for my teammates. Ooh, BT2. That is a brilliant tank to go after. Now, there is a T-18 on the other team. He is right there, but yeah, see, there's a Panzerjäger. Oh! Oh! That's a huge problem with the T7 car. Is if you can't determine where your teammates are or what they're doing. Of course, I haven't played at these low tiers, so I've forgotten how unpredictable teammates are. But because you click once, you fire 5 shells. It's very easy to deal damage to teammates on accident, so you have to be very careful. As you can see, I've already reloaded. Now, of course, the T7 car's burst fire capability is offset most of the time by its incredibly long reload. I don't think the T7 car can pen... Okay, never mind, it doesn't even need to. I was going to say, the T7 car's shells, I don't think it can even pen a T-18 from the sides of the rear. Ugh. Yeah, but that is how to play the T7 car. That's a good way to put it. I wasn't too adamant about carrying on there, because my team is already doing wonderful on the other sides of the map. And... okay, again, not to waste too much of your time, so let's move on. Anyways, so next we shall move on to the... oh, let's go ahead and filter out tier 2-3. The Light Mark Vic. Now, I forget when this was given away. It was, again, it's quite a while back, so I can't be sure. There haven't been too many specials to get this tank. And I don't think it's that big of a problem, really, because if you're looking at this tank and thinking to yourself, I'd like to have that. Well, think again. Well, not really think again, because you haven't played it, but I've played it, and I can tell you, it's not all it's cracked up to be. The gun on it, the Besa, you can have on the Medium 1, you can have it on the Medium 2, you can have it on the Cruiser Mark 3, you can have it on other British tanks. So, you can have different playstyles with the Besa already. The Light Mark Vic is slower than the Cruiser Mark III. Yes, it is smaller, and it may have an angled front, but it still doesn't have any armor to speak of. And to me, it doesn't really make that much of a difference in terms of the playstyle. I mean, it can be a fun tank to play, but you'll just play another British tank, and you'll have just as much fun with the same gun, roughly the same playstyle. There's nothing to it. This tank really is only a collectible, and I would put it amongst the ranks of the Panzer IID in terms of how redeeming it is to own one of these things. It's basically just to say you have one. Not so much. There's nothing special about it. The T7 car, definitely something special about that. T1E6, definitely something special about that. I mean, yes, the gun is pretty close to the pom-pom, but it's 5 shells, and it's got a lot of straight line speed, whereas the Cruiser Mark III is slightly slower and has more turning. It's different enough in playstyle, I think, to where it's very nice to own one, whereas owning one of these things really, not so much. I don't know if this thing has the premium matchmaking that the T7 car has. I mean, it might now, actually, now that I look at it, since we haven't been put into a battle yet. MM is just sitting out here. I probably should have done this video on US East. I'm terribly sorry I didn't think of that, because for those of you who play this game, leave it on auto on the server listings and think to yourself, why are all these battles with MM taking so long? Why does MM take forever to put me into a battle? It doesn't make any sense. There's plenty of people on other tiers. It's because US West is always severely underpopulated, and this is... when I first started playing, World of Tanks had a lot more players, there was a lot more retention, a lot of people coming back. For some reason now, in these few months, of course, people are going to have their own theories of why the game has been less populated than it has been, and they're going to rip on wargaming. They're going to say certain decisions have been made that have shoved players away. They're going to drag an already flame war into this issue, but I'm just going to leave it at, yes, the player retention is definitely down, but there's still a good amount of players to have fun. So, and it only takes 1 or 2 minutes to get into a battle. It's the absolute worst at these low tiers, and I play the higher tiers all the time, and I get into battles almost instantly. So I have no problems playing this game, really, when it comes to player population, server population. Oh, okay, so this is Province. I highly dislike Province as a map. So what I'm going to do is try and rush, because the Besa really only works at short range. As you can see, the Light Vic is not very fast. Not in comparison to the other tanks I've been playing, definitely. It has some mobility, and the reason why I'm only going this fast is because I'm going downhill. It does have quite a bit of mobility, but you can't count on it, really, as an advantage. But the gun is the Besa. Oh. I don't know if I've spotted those targets. If I did... Alright, I killed the Panzerjäger at the expense of my engine and half my health, unfortunately. But, again, I'm not a patient man. I don't enjoy this map. And I just want to get this video over with so that I can explain all these tanks to you in a reasonable amount of time. And so far, I believe I'm not doing very good at that. Ooh, an AT-1. Oh, the gun elevation on this is actually not bad, but not enough to get the T1 up there, unfortunately. And let's see. No. I'm trying to play a little bit smart here. I want to do something stupid, but I kind of don't, because I want to get a little bit more damage than I've gotten already. There we go, that'll do it. So I'm at 100 now. That's kind of my good goal with Tier 2. I forget what crew I have in this tank as well. I might have my Cruiser Mark III crew, which would be really good, but yeah. Let's see here. So yeah, basically I'm trying to make good use of my shell count. I'm trying to just pump bullets one after the other into people. I'm abusing the auto aim. That's pretty much how you play the Light Mark Vic. It's all a matter of just spraying and praying, kind of like the T7 car, except with a bit more conservative gameplay, because you can't fire for as long, and the reload is nearly as long. So I don't know if the penetration value on the... Oh, crud. Wow, that was incredibly close. So, yeah, I got some shots off on that T7 car there. Quite a bit of damage. I'm at 200 now, which is nice, but yeah, still not doing well here. And now my engine has been broken, but my driver's now dead, so that's really not good. Let's see if... Oh. And, aha. So yeah, Province is not a very forgiving map. it's not very friendly to new people. Oh, alright. I was about to manually aim and raise my... because I knew that's what the problem was. My auto-aim was hitting the rock and not T1, since he was just poking his turret up. Alright, anyways, that is a Light Mark Vic, and so yeah, that is my review on the Light Mark Vic. Again, it's not a very ferociously special tank as far as having a giveaway tank is concerned. It's more over a collectible, which is fine. I mean, yeah, I suppose now we can move on to the Tetrarch before I go to the Panzer 2D, because the Tetrarch I know came before the 2D, so this would be a much more worthy tank to carry along. For some reason, I don't have a crew in it. Oh, it's 'cause my LTTB crew is in my BT7 artillery. Yeah, there we go. There we are. So now let's roll. And then basically the Tetrarch is a very well-known tank, mostly because of its gun, and also because of its significance in World War II. It was an airborne tank. It was British in design and, well, very famous. Other than that, the gun in World Tanks is amazing. It's a brilliant sniper gun and has ridiculous pen for the tier. Of course, the offset balancing is that the Tetrarch has not as much mobility as other light tanks, other low tier tanks, and doesn't have any armor to speak of. And I don't know if it has the premium. I don't think it has the premium MM. I believe you can see the higher tier. Yes, we are on Mittengerd with a bunch of BT7 artillery, so we want to be careful, because the Tetrarch will get hammered in one shot if we stand too close. So we kind of, what you want to do is stick with a few other bigger boys and use them as sort of support. Just be a support tank, basically. The Tetrarch is more about finding opportune moments to hit the targets instead of taking your own lead on engaging enemies. So I suppose what we'll do is we'll go left at first, and then I'll go down that way if this gets overcrowded, because a lot of people like to go this way. I would go for mid, but I'm really afraid that that will get neglected, and then I'll get swarmed. Alright, so that was good. I made it down without taking any hit. First I'll look through here, see if I can get any hits. Oh, that guy stood still for a split second, and now I'm reloaded. So as you can see, the Tetrarch's gun reloads very quickly, which is very nice. He got a good DPM. And you'll see that the damage is actually pretty good as well once you hit a target. The accuracy is alright. I mean, you do have to aim a bit, and this can be tough at the higher tier battles when you have the risk of being hit by a higher tier player, or tank in general. And what? Alright. Okay, no, I couldn't wait. Holy moly, they're already here. What? As you can see, Samya, no problem at all. No. I couldn't focus. So, wasn't a good enough battle, and I probably should have retreated a bit behind those buildings there, but it was too late already. There was no way. When you're a low tier and your mates aren't on the... well, we were outnumbered, I think, on that flank anyways, but yeah. So as you can see, Tetrarch has really good pen. I was able to pen that Somme no problem at all from the front, and the for some reason I didn't pen. I probably hit the track or something, but yeah, it's a pretty good tank, I think. The Tetrarch it can be pretty fun. A lot of people say it's fun to fail platoon in because, well, the gun has pretty outrageous pen, and you can pen targets from well and above your tier. I think the T key came before the 2D, if I recall correctly. I think this is alright, yeah, let's do it. The T key is a lot like the Tetrarch, except it doesn't have the outrageous pen. It has a bit more mobility, I think, and as you can see, a bit more of an angular body. But, of course, that's still nothing to be reassured by. The armor is still paper thin. You will get pen most of the time, and Yeah, so you can't really count on anything. Tiki is still a pretty fun tank, and it's HD. It was one of the first HD giveaway tanks, if I recall correctly, so, yeah. I can't really think of anything else to say about the Tiki. I don't think I have any crew for it, really, because there's no Japanese light tanks. There's lower tier Japanese light tanks, but... Oh, excuse me, I was sipping on my Sprite. It's not really a particular need to keep a low-tier Japanese crew. Except maybe for the Chihi. I probably should have done that. Actually, I might have... I don't know. $14, $13, $12, $11, $10. Okay, so I think what I'll do is go for the Lighthouse. So basically, the Tiki I play a whole lot like the Tetrarch. You don't want to get hit, so you might want to delegate yourself to the support role most of the time. Just fire on what you can shoot at, what you think you can pen. Unfortunately, you don't have the amazing pen that the Tetrarch has, so you see what we have is 40 penetration, which is alright. We move up here. Unfortunately, I am effectively leading the charge. Now, fortunately, I am top tier. I am in a tier 1-2 battle, so I don't have very much to fear except for the AT1 and the T18. Might want to watch out for those, or if any other tier 2s come my way. If I get outnumbered very quickly, I'll have to do what I can to stay alive. I do have a T1 helping me out. I suppose that is a bit of comfort. Kind of using the bushes here to see if I can spot any targets. Oh, there's a T18. There is a T2 light. Now take the shot because I can reverse into this hard cover here, and I'm pretty sure there's no tanks over in that direction that my turret is currently facing. Oh, that was me clutch. I should have fired. I gotta be careful because the T2 light is a born scout. Those things, I believe, will do a good job of keeping you spotted, and their burst fire is quite a pain in the butt to receive, as that T1 is just now experiencing. I would advance, but there's not any better hard cover, and I'd like to keep my distance so that I could stay out of spotting when I can keep him spotted at this distance as well if he peeks. So that's what I want to do. Yeah, there he is. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted me to fire so that he can see where I am. Unfortunately, I don't... Oh, that it worked! Uh-oh. Now, if I stand still, I will go out of spotting. He isn't peeking, so he won't have a lead on where I am. My engine's broken now, so that's very unfortunate. Now, if anyone's wondering if they'd like a T-key, I don't think the T-key is super redeeming to own. Of course, there is quite a bit of a historical fandom that revolves around the T-key, and I can understand that if you'd want a T-key for that purpose. But other than that, in terms of how fun it is to play, how it is to play against other Tier 2s, there's nothing explicitly special about it, I don't think. So, yeah. I'm getting bored, so I'm going to go ahead and move forward so that I can see through this bush. It makes me wonder what that T2 light is doing. I kind of feel like advancing a bit closer, but that will put me really at risk. There's the T1. I'm going to go ahead and shoot him and then back up. I was expecting the T2 light to move out and nail me when he had the chance, but he hasn't. He hasn't moved away from the spot. Oh, my team is completely dead, I just noticed, so that's a disappointment. Let's go ahead and play the aggressive card. No need for me to play legitimately anymore. Just get whatever damage I can, and let's get out of here. There he is. See if the T1 is around here. What's that T2 light gonna do? What's he gonna do? Oof. It. Dang it. Yeah. Alright, so that is the T key. Moving on to the Panzer IID. A lot of people were really disappointed to receive the Panzer IID, and I suppose I can understand a little bit why. That's funny. I have a leak tractor loader and the crew from my 1C in here. I suppose that's not a bad combo. So yeah, let's move on to the Panzer 1C. Oh, wait. No, this is just a review video, so I'm not looking at my battle reports. So the Panzer IID, it's basically just an HD Panzer II as far as gameplay is concerned. There's really no different to play. It's got the same frontal armor, same all-round armor. The gun is the stock on the Panzer II, so some people would dislike it even more because of that. And yeah, it really doesn't play any different. So a lot of people were disappointed to receive it because they were expecting some fantastic gift tank that they were entitled to, that they thought would be excellent. And to be fair, the BT-7A is a pretty cool, pretty novel little giveaway tank, so it's definitely worthwhile in that regard. But the Panzer IID, not so much. And cosmetically, HD, I really like how it looks in the HD. It looks very good, very refined modeling going on there. It's got 4 road wheels instead of the 5 on the Panzer II, which is an interesting tidbit if you're into history at all. I'm thinking of rushing, but I don't know, because the Panzer II can actually attack at range to some extent. But I don't want to keep you guys waiting, so I might just drive forwards. Yeah, this is... There's quite a few... Actually, never mind. I'd rather not last long and waste too much of your time. I mean, if I wanted to make a video of good gameplay, I'd do it on higher tier tanks on better maps than this. Awful. So there are definitely tanks in those buildings over there. Holy moly! Yeah, that was unfortunate, but really nothing else needs to be said. If you want to play the Panzer IID, play the Panzer II. And okay, I'm trying to think of like Tiki. We covered the Tiki, Tetrarch, Panzer IID. I suppose we can just move on to the BT-7 Arty and see how that plays. Do I have my LTTB crew in it? Yes, I do. Let's do it! So, BT-7 artillery. For those who don't know, haven't played World of Tanks, the BT-7 is the Tier 3 normal Russian... there's like 3 lines, 4 lines, well, 3 lines mostly that go into the T-34, and the BT-7 line is one of them. Well, the BT line, really. It goes BT-2, BT-7, A-20, and that brings you into the T-34. The BT-7 is known for being incredibly fast, having less armor than the Panzer 1C, and having a tank gun. And this, instead of having a tank gun, has a neat little chubby howitzer, which fires HE, go figure, and you can do some serious damage to your targets. Now, it is also apparent that there are AP shells for this gun. Let's take a look. So, 164 damage average, 38 pen, 37 pen, and 110 damage. So you can either... Yeah, you'll only want to fire HE in this thing, really. The AP is quite useless. Doesn't seem to accelerate or operate otherwise any differently from the normal BT7. I mean, if anything, it's a tiny bit slower, but still definitely suited for scouting. You can definitely use it to spot, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just rush past here, see if I can spot any careless dashing tanks. Actually, I'll chill here for a bit, see if I can hammer any tanks. Oh, standing still. Come on. It's probably behind that fountain over there. Oh, damn it. Why do you have to be between reloads? I got him a little bit, but only 32 damage. I thought for sure that would kill him. So as you can see, it works just kind of like any other HE gun, except the reload is quite fast. So you have, well, again, this is a 100% crew, but 4.6 second reload. Aim time is quite long, but it's pretty fast, considering that you're firing a dirt gun. So if you have a full crew, you can probably do some ridiculous damage here. Ooh, ducky. Oh, well then. That is, that's quite a turnoff. It appears that I did absolutely no damage to that AMX-40. I don't want to take another shot from him again, because that was 100 damage. That nearly took me out. Well, not nearly. Half my damage. So I suppose I'll help out these guys, since there's some tier 4s over here. Well, there's one tier 4 now. Matilda. I swear, Matildas are pretty OP. They don't have much in the way of weak spots. Well, they do, but it's quite hard for a lot of tanks to hit. I think I'll just make a mad dash behind him. Use his slow turret burst to my advantage. Although he's lining up on me now, I think. No, he's not. Oh dear, that's her. Was that my teammate who did that? If so, that might be a bit of my fault. Oh, touche, buddy. Wow. He decided to line up on me. I probably should have paid more attention, because it was kind of down to me in the last few of my teams, so if I had survived, I probably would have made a bit of a difference. Probably shouldn't have been so careless to try and attack the Hetzer. Alright, well, that is the BT-7 artillery. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I understand that I am not the best player in the world, and that, well, probably didn't impress you too much, but hopefully those testimonies on the first few vehicles that I played were decent enough for you to get an opinion, a better opinion on some of the older vehicles that Wargaming has given away in the past. And I certainly hope you guys are enjoying the anniversary special, and I really like all the little tidbits of the garage and highlighting it. Game balance apparatus, a mythical and legendary artifact used by the game balance department to there is a game, well, there would be a game balance department, I suppose. Tank football. That was a fun event. I love that. Tank racing. That was alright, but it got really scummy after a week or two. Everyone started firing premium and then just paying to win their way through every battle. It was just abysmal. Winter Showdown I didn't really find special at all. It was just kind of, I don't know. The gameplay was really just kind of uniform and didn't really do it for me that much. What's down here? Dragon Ridge, an Oriental theme map, very complex. I don't really have an opinion on that, to be honest. So, anything else cool? Type 59. Ha! What's that? Can't highlight that. Mouse! Wait, no, that's not the mouse! That is a disused model of the Mousen. That's pretty cool. Domination. Domination's kind of fun, but I only played like 5 and then I was like, eh. Nah, not as redeeming gameplay. Come on, is there anything else interesting here? Come on, Wargaming. There's gotta be something. Ooh! 38 Hotchkiss. Yeah, I couldn't be too adamant about getting one of those. Couldn't care too much. Best client-based online game award at the KRI 2010. Oh, well, that's cool. Nice to know that Wargaming's having it made in the world. What's this down here? It's a Tetrarch with some, looks like Christmas presents. An engine. The B2. Somewhere in here. Where is it? Where is the B2? There it is. Wow, I'm blind. Trophy French heavy tank in German service. Oh, thanks. It was the best vehicle for training radio operators. That I can attest to, definitely. What's the normal crew loadout? If I suppose I can take an E-75 commander, mouse driver. Probably just take radio operators from any old German tank that I have just laying around. There's the warplanes. Oh, that's... oh, man. 8-bit Carl. Lovely. Whoa. Dog post. Canine Chief of Security temporarily lives... what? Huh? I don't get it. Port. Most lively map in the game. Runeberg on fire. Excessive amount of gloom per square meter. Severodsk. Coldest map in the game. Wait, which one is this? Wait. Oh! I kind of like that map. What the heck is in there? Xbox 360 edition? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, and the Hall of Fame. Secret weapon. I had no idea what to make of that. Is there anything else special? But yes, T-35. Oh, the Sturmtiger will be introduced in the next update, or not. Man, you guys are just something else. Wargaming around the world. Yeah. Waffentrauger. Berlin IS. E-25, German Tier 7 tank destroyer. Now seeking vengeance in battle. Mine isn't. It's just chilling here. I occasionally take it out with my RHM Borsig crew, and it's a fun tank. I'll grant it that. It's not bad at all. Mythical and legendary artifact. Wait, I already went over that. Sorry. KV. Smelted into KV1 and KV2 version 073. I know there's more Easter eggs in this ridiculous garage. I want to find them. What's that? Dice Awards. Online Game of the Year. I think I've seen that in the screenshot. I saw that in the screenshot. That looks vaguely like a rata, whatever is pronounced. Or, yeah, probably. It would probably be the rata. Because I think I've seen some of the schematics for what would have become the monster, the Land Cruiser monster. And it's basically just a gun carriage for the Bora. Or the Schwer Gustav. What's that? Is that a T-34? It looks like something other than a T-34. There's got to be some Japanese tank Easter eggs in here. That looks like a 5100. What's that? I wish I could tell. Alright, I suppose I'll end the video right here. I kind of dragged it on. This is what I usually do at the end of my videos that are just kind of loose narrations for people who are that bothered or that bored. They just need something to listen to or some company. Yeah, lonely pricks. Just kidding. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found my opinion somewhat enlightening, and yeah, see you next time.